Welcome to VAR India News Hour. Banks are following the footsteps of hyper-personalization. We believe that hyper-personalization is imperative for banks, enabling them to respond to customers' manifest and latent needs. Hyper-personalization can be defined as harnessing real-time data to generate insights by using behavioral science and data science to deliver services, products, and pricing that are context-specific and relevant to customers' needs. This challenge has been exacerbated by COVID-19 as central banks around the world have scrambled to cut rates. Over the medium term, banks' vertically integrated business models face disruption as evolving customer needs are increasingly being met by innovative newcomers that are picking off some of banks' most profitable lines of businesses like payments and foreign exchange. Now, banks must become more like corporates. In the past, banks' success rested on mastering a small number of capabilities, namely credit allocation, capital management, and operations. There was a little differentiation between various banks' product offerings and limited understanding of customer needs. We believe that in future, banks will have to understand customers much better and to develop the marketing and branding skills that would enable them to foster an emotional connection with customers. These competences are commonplace in other sectors such as fast-moving consumer goods and retail industries. The banking industry has been making steady technological advancements in the banks have been investing very heavily in going digital over the last decade. Most of these digital investments have been around omni-channel convergence, big data, analytics, customer journey mapping, user experience, chatbot, and other self-service capabilities. Cloud adoption is still nascent in the financial services industry, and financial institutions are gradually moving forward with their plans to migrate to the cloud. Today, most banks boast digital features that help their customers conduct basic banking remotely using a browser or a mobile app. This movement has led to lower footfall into bank branches and has helped banks optimize their costs and capital expenditures. At the same time, for the financial institutions, their investments in digital have paid off well. BFSI companies are offering doorstep services, utility bill payments. Recently, Amazon and Google Pay started offering FD service on their apps. This shows how partnerships are scaling up to a higher level. What started with payment is now adding multiple layers. Going forward, technology-led innovations have been ongoing in the banking industry. Finally, personalization in the context of banking is not just about the next best product offer. However, using data and analytics to anticipate customer needs, which could be a product or service or advice, and offering is to customers at relevant interactions with the bank, creating a nudge. Let's look into today's headlines in VAR India. Former TRAI official Arvind Kumar joins STPI. Arvind Kumar has joined the Software Technology Park of India as the Director General. Before joining STPI, Kumar was working as a Senior Advisor at the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India since 2004. STPI is an autonomous body under the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology and focuses on building technology entrepreneurship and innovation in the country. Government should less intervene in startups for their growth, says Piyush Goyal. Union Minister Piyush Goyal, while addressing a gathering during a visit to the Science and Technology Park at the Savitribai Phule Pune University, said allowing entrepreneurs to operate with less amount of government interference or involvement will help them come up with cost-effective and affordable solutions and to improve their quality and designs. Crutches only help them in the short run. If we really want to let this ecosystem grow and go to the greater lengths, then we have to let it work on its own. He further added that the government can play the role of a facilitator. India's 5Gi to be merged with global 5G standards. India's local 5G standard 5Gi is likely to be merged with the global standard for the 5th generation mobile network technology under a compromise formula between the industry and indigenous standard proponents. The 3GPP or the Third Generation Partnership Project is a global initiative that provides standards and specifications on telecommunications technologies. The 5Gi and 3GPP 5G merger will enable high-speed, high-quality connectivity for all as 5G gets rolled out in India and the rest of the world. Ashwini Vaishnaw says telecom spectrum should be made affordable. Addressing the CII Partnership Summit 2021, Telecom Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw noted that consultation process on spectrum pricing is currently on and urged the industry to participate in discussions and offer suggestions to Telecom Regulatory Authority of India on the issue. He further added that the internet brought with it opportunities and challenges, and regulations are focusing on ensuring a secure environment for all users. Flipkart Walmart invest $145 million in agri-tech platform NinjaCart. NinjaCart has raised $145 million in a fresh round of funding from existing investors, US retail giant Walmart Inc. and its Indian e-commerce arm Flipkart. The B2B agri-tech company will utilize this capital for technology upgradation and better infrastructure to organize, empower and enhance the lives of millions of agri-value chain participants, including farmers, resellers, retailers, consumers and supply chain participants. That's all for now. Please like, share, comment and subscribe to Var India News Magazine. You can download the Var India app from Google Play Store and Apple App Store for the latest news and updates. Stay tuned. Thank you.